gentlemen, today we're presenting you with this video that we're making right here in our Coach Transportation Yard in our very own buses. And it's the trainers and our mechanics that actually helping us do this video. The reason for this video is to make sure that you are properly checking your interlock system in your buses if you have them. Those buses consist of from bus 49 all the way to bus 57, which has the interlock system. We have our mechanic John, who will be instructing one of our students to take you through and make sure that it's properly conducted in the proper way. We also have a form that we're going to be presenting to you to start using. Ms. Linda has it right here, and it's a pretty long form, and from what I'm understanding, you guys have never seen it because neither have I. Maybe the people that's been here about 30 years, you guys probably seen it. But we're seeing this paper, we found it, and we need to make sure that you guys are properly checking your buses because we're finding that most of you are not. So we're working together to do this. This is a team effort with you aboard. Okay? We're all together working as one. There's no I in teamwork. We're all here together, from our director all the way to the last person on the seniority list. So with no further ado, we're going to go straight into our mechanic and our student. Introducing John, the mechanic.
Holla.
All right. Yay. And Glenda, the student. Okay. So they're going to be working together. Behind the camera is Lisa and Melissa, our directors. Yay. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Thank you. Now we'll go ahead and turn our camera straight to our student and teacher.
So this is for buses 49 through 57. All the drivers should be doing these for every pre-trip. It says, at the completion of your regular pre-trip inspection, conduct the following steps. The driver shall test the operation of the control interlock each day, including all required functions prior to transporting pupils, and shall report on its condition as part of the required daily vehicle condition report. So we're going to start. The engine's already running. You've come into your bus. I don't have my seatbelt on, and the interlock key is not in yet. The first step, with the interlock disengaged or the key in, you hear the buzzer on because we don't have a seatbelt on, and we're going to go check our wheelchair lift door to make sure that the interior buzzer comes on with the door open.
Interior buzzer came on.
The lights on, and you should not be able to operate your lift. If you try to unfold it, it shouldn't do anything. Let's go ahead and close that door. So again, right now with the seatbelt off, we have a buzzer going off telling us our seatbelt is off. Activate or engage the control interlock by removing the interlock key, and the seatbelt noise should deactivate. Attempt to release the parking brake. The parking brake will not release. Attempt to put it in drive, the transmission in drive. It should just flash a 5, meaning you're not going to go into gear. It's locked out right now. Now we want to test each system independently to make sure everything's working correctly. So I'm going to release the parking brake, disengage the seatbelt, sets the brake. Release the parking brake and pull the interlock key, it sets the brake. I'm going to also do it with the transmission. So I'm in gear right now. As soon as I release the seatbelt, it kicks it out and it's flashing on number 5, meaning you're not in gear anymore. Same thing with the interlock key. I'm in gear right now. Pull it out and it's flashing at number 5. You want to get a picture of the shift control panel? With the interlock engaged key out, open the wheelchair door with your seatbelt off and the interlock key out. The buzzer should not turn on for the emergency exit door, the wheelchair door. Now you just proceed with your normal lift operation for your pre-trip with the lift button.
Still in there because it's working.
Yeah. If any of these tests fail, we shouldn't be using this bus under the exemption that these buses have. You can still use them for your route, but what the exemption is for is so that you can leave the driver's area unattended, leave the engine running with the AC running. That's what the exemption is for. If any part of this system isn't working correctly, you're not allowed to use it for the exemption.
Does the interlock work with the engine off?
No. Is that it? You still recording?
Pause.
Alright, tell me when you're ready. Alright, the two systems that are going to help you out, these are the fail-safes, is your interlock key and your seatbelt. For the drivers that choose to not wear their seatbelt, that's your own business in your own car. I don't really care about your safety. But the system doesn't work. No, I'm just kidding. Cut that out. Right. The two parts of the system that helps the driver out and make sure that the brakes can't be released by a student and it can't go into gear is your interlock key and your seatbelt. If you're not using both parts of the system and something fails, it's going to be on you. One of the things you see a lot of drivers do is keep your seatbelt connected all day long. You never wear your seatbelt, you just sit on top of it. This part of the system can fail, and if this fails and you never release this seatbelt, you're not using the system correctly and the bus can roll while you're out there operating the lift. The second reason, or the second item, your interlock key. In case anybody was wondering why there's always an ignition key attached to it, this is just to circumvent the law about anytime a driver leaves the driver's area, they have to have the ignition key with them. So technically, when you take this out, it should be with you in your pocket. Don't leave it here on the seat. It should be with you. That's why there's an ignition key. So if CHP asks, where's the ignition key, even though the bus is running, you say it's right here. I got one right here. Alright, cut. Alright, for any drivers that would choose to use the wheelchair without the engine running, it still operates with the key on. So, key on, engine not running. I got my interlock key, the lift button is on, and I can operate the lift. And while I'm operating the lift, we'll demonstrate that even though the engine's not running, you still cannot release the brake. Still will not release, so the engine doesn't have to be running. The system does not work if the key is off, however. The ignition has to be on for the interlock system to have. So with the key off, I can have the wheelchair lift down, door open, and I can release the brakes. So all the drivers now know that this interlock system only works with the key on. If you're at a school and you turn it off for whatever reason, just know that your interlock system is not working, and a student can release the brakes. Cut.